Hi everyone, my name is Christine Jareggi-Berry and I'm a yoga teacher specializing in yoga for scoliosis. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips today for lumbar scoliosis, which is the scoliosis that I've got as well. I've got a left lumbar scoliosis. If you have the adjustments I will show you today will be for left lumbar. If you have a right lumbar scoliosis, then obviously you just need to turn these things around. So we're just going to start in sitting, and this is usually where the first problem occurs. So just take a few breaths and really feel your sitting bones. So this can be also on a chair, so don't feel like you need to be sitting on the ground. For some people it's quite difficult to sit with your legs crossed. Preferably I'd like you not to sit on a cushion, but on something quite firm, or if you have then a very firm cushion. And if it's not accessible for you to sit this way with your legs crossed, then come up into sitting on a chair. So I just want you to feel, close your eyes for a moment, I want you to feel where your weight is. So just for a few breaths, see if there's more weight on the left sitting bone or on the right sitting bone, if you tend to lean over to one side. So chances are, if you have a left lumbar scoliosis like myself, you might be able to see it. I tend to slightly lean over towards the left. So that's just the way my curve goes. So the curve will go over here towards the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my seated position slightly with a cushion. So I'm going to use it and put it underneath the left buttocks, so lifting the left side a little bit. So this doesn't work if your legs are a different length, obviously. So this is about scoliosis. So this is if your spine is actually shaped this way, not if one leg is higher than the other, because that would obviously not make any difference in this position. But for me, because of the scoliosis, this makes a massive difference. If I have just a little bit underneath the left sitting bones, and you will know straight away if this is right for you or not. It will give me a little bit more support. So this is great for any seated yoga poses that you do. If you just go to a general class, then tell your yoga teacher about it and then adjust the pose accordingly. And then from there you can do all the things that you might do. You might do some lovely side stretches here, like that, just opening the sides of the body. You might do some shoulder stretches, so you could do Garidasana eagle arm, so crossing one arm over the other. So these are just a few suggestions. You could roll your shoulders here and do any other yoga poses that you do. I just wanted to show you this little adjustment for left lumbar scoliosis. Good, so that is tip number one. The second one I'd like to show you is using a bolster. Now if you don't have a yoga bolster like this one, if you've seen any of my videos before, you will know this is my best friend. I use it pretty much for every single yoga practice. Don't worry if you haven't got anything like this. You could try with a cushion, even though this is probably a little bit big, or a rolled up towel as well. So just creating this shape, and I'm going to lie on the side, and I don't have much space as you can see, but that's okay. You don't need a lot of space. I'm just going to bend my knees a little bit more. So bending your knees and have the thigh parallel to the bolster. And because my scoliosis is quite low, I want to bring the bolster really in towards me, and the peak of the curve will go over the bolster. And then I use my cushion and bring it underneath my head. So I'm bringing my left arm forward and I'm resting my head on there. So you will see how this really opens up the right waist, and this is really lovely because this side is quite compressed for me, and then I stay here for a few minutes and I breathe and I practice being patient and accepting myself the way I am. And then when I'm ready to come out, I will slowly come out. So obviously you would stay in this a little bit longer than what I've just done. So however long feels nice for you, I would say at least 5 minutes. If you have an S-curve, you might want to repeat this on the other side, but having the bolster a little bit higher up the spine. Otherwise, if your primary curve is the lumbar curve, then you would just do this side. Good. So I really hope that you find this useful. Feel free to join my Facebook group if you haven't done so already. It's Yoga for Scoliosis, and I will post the link alongside the video, and have a look at my website for a little bit more inspiration. There will always be new blog posts about scoliosis, new videos, and it's yogaberry.net. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.